What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Opinionated, outspoken, informative. The Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University sports and SWAC athletics. A Baton Rouge sports talk tradition.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. On UAPB today. You already know the Pine Bluff, my neck of the woods, my mom's alma mater. Should be a big game. Southern has an opportunity to clinch the SWAC Western Division title today. And that is big news considering the up and down that we've had with the conversations of the season. You know, so to now be in this position, it has not been pretty, but nonetheless, a win is a win, and I don't care what you say. So let's get ready to take a break. I came in real quick. We're going to come back on the other side and continue the show. Stay tuned. It's more of the Jaguar Journal.
you for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. All right, we're back. It is the Jaguar Journal, 7:18 a.m. on a Saturday. It is a little chilly out there. That's how you know we're getting over into fall finally. How long did it take? It took 11 months for us to kind of get to fall just a little bit, but now it seems like it's going to warm a little bit back up next week. But good to have you guys with us. I stayed up a little late last night to watch some, I don't know what I watched. Did y'all watch that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight last night? Netflix, we got some explaining to do, man. You had the whole Netflix app just crashing out on us. Had everybody thinking it was their Wi-Fi. But yet it was Netflix. God, dog. But let me tell you, those fights leading up to it, man, listen. Before the women's fight, it was two guys fight, man. I think for the welterweight championship, they beat each other up. One of the guys I kept calling the Aztec Warrior because he came out with all the everything that I think an Aztec Warrior would have come out with. But listen, I stayed up last night trying to watch that fight. It was I was not impressed with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I think Tyson is old, straight up. I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to get in the ring with him. Look, don't get me twisted now. I'm not going to get in the ring with him, but I just think he does not look like Iron Mike. And of course he's not. I mean, 58 years old. His last fight was, almost 20 years ago. And he didn't have that up-in-your-face body punch, uppercut, hook you in the side. I didn't see none of that last night. I mean, he danced around to get the check. They sold it, though. Listen, they sold it. I wasn't even going to watch the fight until after I saw him slap Jake Paul in the weigh-in. That's what drew me to the fight. Other than that, I was like, man, I'm not going to watch that. That gave me something. I'm like, oh, Tyson raged out a little bit. But I think the funniest part, if you watched it last night after his son interviewed him, did you see when Mike Tyson turned? What, Tyson, why would the cameraman zoom in on him like that? I was just like, where I was at, everybody was just like, what the hell was that? I thought Tyson was psyched out, though, but that was some funny stuff last night, man. I just thought I was going to get a little bit. I don't know why I even thought that. I mean, 58, hadn't fought in so many years. It was the slap that got me, though. They got me. They reeled me in with the slap. That's all I needed. Because I wasn't even going to watch the fight. I don't know how many. I'm pretty sure lots of people weren't going to really watch the fight or really care. But after you saw that slap at the weigh-in, it kind of drew you in like, oh, yeah, I got to watch this. I got to check this out. And I did, and I wasn't impressed. I was impressed with all the undercard fights, though, trust me. The women's fight, robbery, highway robbery. And then in the men's fight before that, like I said, what's that? The Aztec Warrior. I can't pronounce. I don't know neither one of those guys, but it was the welterweight championship. Listen, when I say it's been a while since I saw two dudes beat each other up the way that they did, and for it to end in a draw, I thought that was perfect. That was literally a draw for that bout, man. That was just some good boxing all the way up for it not to be good boxing with Jake Paul and Tyson. I don't know what I'm really disappointed, I guess, but nonetheless, I'm going to tell you what I'm not disappointed in. I'm not disappointed in Southern's women's soccer team as they able to get it done. The 3 seed last week, upsetting the number 1 seed in the SWAC championship, defeating Texas Southern. So, of course, I'm going to have Coach Jeremy Fontenot on at 7:30. We're going to recap that game and talk about the team winning their first ever SWAC women's soccer championship. I'm still trying to wake up this morning. I mean, it's rough on me. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm I'm trying to get it there at 7:22 a.m. I don't even know how I even got it going this far this morning, but I hope y'all had a good week, man. I had a good week myself. Playoffs, high school playoffs, any teams that your alma maters, your high school teams, anything that you still supported, they make the playoffs. You see the LHSA finally said, you know what, hold on. We can't hold everybody up because of this U-High situation. I talked about it last week. Seems like somebody from Liberty High School sent in a little letter and was like, hey, I don't like what's going on over there at U-High. And because I don't like what's going on, let me tell you what I think is going on. But nonetheless, the LHSA has decided to move forward with the brackets. The court date for the two parties will be, I believe it's November the 18th. So we'll learn a lot after November 18th in terms of what that's. And my man Kevin Walker, got to give a shout out to him and his brother, man. I know Kevin, he's a U-High alum. He was like, man, they coming at my school, P. They coming at my school. Like, hey, it's rough over there, I guess, until we figure out what the deal is, man. And I'll be interested to see what the final verdict is going to be out of that. Hope you guys are having a good week, man. Listen, some big football today across the SWAC. As I get into that, my man Jim Kleinpeter come on at 8 o'clock. We're going to break down Southern. 20 seniors on this football team today that'll be playing their last home game at A.W. Mumford Stadium as Southern takes on the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. The Golden Lions from up my neck of the woods, man, Pine Bluff. I don't know if many Pine Bluff. I know UAPB's band will be here today. They were down in New Orleans yesterday trying to recruit and do all those good things. So I know their band will be here. Not like that matters, Hey, nobody's checking for UAPB band, but either way it goes, I like UAPB in terms of their football team offense-wise. Defense, not so much. I mean, and I'll break down why a little bit later in the show, but I'll give you this. UAPB's quarterback and their wide receiver are a dynamic duo. Mekhi Hagan and Javonte Gibson. Mekhi Hagan has passed for over 2,200 yards on the season. Javonte Gibson is a 1,000-yard receiver. This guy is one of the best receivers, not only in HBCU or the SWAC, but I'm talking about FCS football. He's one of the top receivers in the country. And then you look at Mekhi Hagan. He's one of the top quarterbacks, if not, he's right there in this conference. I mean, both these guys are so talented. The question I would like to see is, will they remain at UAPB after the season? Just because of the talent, we know in this age of transfer portal how that goes and everybody jumps around and moves around. But I will say those are two names to watch out for today from the Golden Lions. Mekhi Hagan, the quarterback, and Javonte Gibson, the wide receiver. Those two are a dynamic duo. But if you shut them two down, it'll be a great day for whoever you are taking them on, including the Jaguars. Other than that, man, listen, didn't it just seem like we just started the season? And I was talking about the McNeese game, and it was a must-win, right? It was a must-win for the fan base. We got to go over there, and we got to take this nut. And here we are, one game away from the Bayou Classic. Now, when I start to say we're one game away from the Bayou Classic, of course, we're going to have that bye week next week. And by the time we get to this point in the season, man, it's over. It's like it just started, and then we've run through the season, and it's like a blur. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of has been a blur for me. And maybe the past, I guess, 3 weeks really have been a quick little blur. I didn't go to Tallahassee, nor did I go to Huntsville, right? And pretty much many of you did not. So it's like we've been taking some days off from the attendance last week. A lot of you guys took some days off against Bethune-Cookman. You just wasn't worried. But I will say this. I would like to see you guys in the stands today. I really would. And how much I would like to see you in the stands, I'm going to give away some tickets today because it is senior day and this team are on the cusp of something special. I have been one to be critical of this team throughout the season, and I'm look, y'all know I don't shy away from nothing. I have been critical. Maybe that constructive criticism that has come on this show has been accredited to the adjustments that we've seen. Should I give myself that much credit? I'm not. But, I mean, we do speak loudly here. We do voice what we see and how we see it here on the Jaguar Journal, and many people listen. Many people listen. And if the coaching staff has been listening, one thing I will give them, you're doing a hell of a lot better job than Coach Dooley, because he was not listening at all. I think all of us had the sentiments with the quarterback room. What I love now, this quarterback room, I mean, this coaching staff has no problem digging into this quarterback room and trying to find a guy and finding whoever and whatever in that moment to be able to make it work. And making the adjustments with the offensive line. Listen, just coming into the season, that offensive line was the number one thing that, for myself, just coming out of the spring and realizing the lack of depth, and then they go into the portal, they bring guys in, and then knowing they have to gel and get that chemistry. Those first couple games of the season, that offensive line was getting whipped. And I think it was very evident at Jackson State, third game into the season, they were getting whipped. And I was one to really come down hard on Damon Nivens, the offensive line coach. Because last year, the offensive line struggled with penalties, just drive stoppers. Then you come into this year, and it was just like they couldn't block anybody. We got T-Set hurt in the game, third game of the season. We couldn't run the ball. It was just, I think I had every right to be critical. But I like the adjustments that have been made. And those adjustments have this team prepared to play for a SWAC Western Division title. Has it been pretty? It has not. And Coach Graves said that earlier this week at his press conference. A win is a win. And you know what, Coach Graves? I'll take it, because I've known to be on the other side of that, because we remember last year, you would rather be on the other side and have that win to have those losses. Southern with 3 overtimes this year. Prairie View, Texas Southern, then 5 overtimes against Bethune-Cookman last week. But I have to say, man, I want to see you guys in the stands today. I mean, it's only right. Whether it's pretty, ugly, it does not matter. This team has found a way to get it done. And I can't do nothing but tip my hat. A win is a win, and I'll take it. And I'm going to talk to you about a winner after this break. So let's get ready to take a break. Mike, let's cue it up. Take a commercial. You guys get yourselves together. Get your clothes together. 2 o'clock kickoff today. It'll be here before you know it. Stay tuned. We'll be back more to Jaguar Journal.
watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. And we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. Come on, Mike. You got to help me out right there. Oh, man. You know I'm struggling this morning. Come on, man. Hey, to everybody that's watching on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook Live, man, we got a new program. So if you see those same commercials over and over, that's just because my man Mike is still working out the kinks with the program here in the studio. They kind of changed some things on us. And so we're still trying to work it out. So if you're watching those same videos, I mean, the people listening on radio, you don't have anything to worry about. You're going to get those commercials. But for all our listeners and watchers and viewers that's on our YouTube and Facebook Live, that's the thing. I know somebody eventually is going to be like, hey, y'all showing the same thing. Yes, we are, okay? Just bear with it. It ain't going to kill you. Just hold on. If you don't want to hear it, just mute it until it comes back on. But I'm sure you do. It's the sounds of the Southern University Human Jukebox. But that's what's going on. You'll get that throughout today as we go through the show. It'll be that same commercial as my man Mike working diligently to try to make sure as we move forward that the programming that we have with the new one gets updated and we get everything in there to try to get that viewership for you guys better. All right, let's get ready to have this conversation because this man right here is a champion. And listen, I enjoy talking to champions because he brought a championship home to Southern this year. And Southern needs it. The fans needed it. The athletic department needed it. And I appreciate them for doing it. And I appreciate you for coming on this morning. Southern University head women's soccer coach, my man, Coach Jeremy Fontenot. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, grateful, man. Blessed and grateful.
Very humble about it. I mean, was you that humble when you won?
The player said I was. I didn't think I was, but hey, I think that's what you know. I try my best to stay humble. I mean, I enjoy the moment, but you know, it's still more to do.
You know, Coach, I'm gonna tell you something. How this comes full circle. You and I used to work together a long time ago, and I never thought I'd be sitting here today where you at and where I'm at, and we sitting here in an interview this way. What about you?
Oh yeah, man. I think we talk about it, look back at that all the time, man. And you know, I tell people all the time, man, as long as you keep working and pushing yourself, you're gonna find yourself in a good spot. Man,
this is amazing. And for y'all don't know, Coach Fontenot and I, we worked together many years ago, man, and it was completely away from athletics. Mm-hmm. And now to be right here, man, this is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, man. This really is awesome. That's why, man, every time I see, man, it's nothing but love. Because when I'm on campus and anytime I'm around, I watch you with that program. I watch those young ladies, even if there is not a coach out there, go out there and grind and work, kicking, working on drills, running. I mean, you can see the extra effort that this team has put in. And I notice it. I may not say anything, but I'm noticing it every time I'm watching them working. Then I see you out there working, pushing them, getting them ready. And when you watch that out of a team and a program, especially when players have that discipline themselves to go out there without anyone working with them or accountability from a coach, but to push each other, you know you own to something. And it is amazing to watch that come full circle at the fact that that hard work paid off for them and yourself and won a SWAC championship as you guys in the number 3 seed defeated the number 1 seed Texas Southern last week over in Prairie View, Texas in the SWAC women's soccer tournament. And let's just go back to that game, Coach. And matter of fact, before we get to that game, just take us through the entire tournament, right, as you guys started that tournament and how game by game led up to that championship game and then how you guys ultimately won it, Coach.
Oh, man, hey, we go back to that. Even going back to the point where last time you saw me out there before I met up with y'all upstairs, and the young lady I had out there that day was a young lady, sophomore, Jalea Berry. And, you know, she never complained, but she came to me, said, Coach, how can I get back on the field? And she had a few injuries and things like that. And basically we talked about getting out of her head and just playing. So she was like, Coach, you know, can you get out there on the field with me? And I said, yes, you know, and we did that. And the same thing that we was working on, she was able to get a goal that day and push the team. And, you know, coming out before the tournament, I think Jalea had about 200 minutes the whole season. And, you know, we talk about showing up when your name is called. And that day she showed up and helped us to victory against Alabama State. Where also one of our freshmen that is just, you know, we told her, you know, just got all the way, keep following up, keep pushing, keep running, never stopping. And she was able to get a rebound out there. And then you come down to the Grambling game. And we speak about rivalries all the time. We speak about we beat them early this year. Speak about how they've been there to the tournament, into the tournament championship and won it the last year. And you're speaking just fighting through the end. And that's what that was. That was a whole grind from both teams. Got to give it up to them. You know, they had their opportunity. We had our opportunity. Nobody was able to finish until the end. 0-0 tie until we get the PKs. And when we're in PKs, man, the way we practice, the way we develop them on that side, we always feel like we got a good chance. And with our keeper, you know, when you can't like really just doubt the number 1 keeper in the conference. You know, 2-time SWAC championship. 2-time SWAC goalkeeper of the year. You can't doubt her. So she came up big, saving 2 saves. And we talk about that. Just saving 1, and you give us a chance. You know, so she came up big, saving 2, and that's what kind of having that team effort. And then the last game, you know, you just give it to the seniors. You know, having 10 seniors, and you in the championship, you just give it to them, talk to them, and tell them, hey, it's y'all team, y'all run the game. I'm just gonna be a fan today, and that's what it was. The seniors came up big when it was time to show up. Our goalkeeper said she had 12 saves that whole tournament, 4 in the championship. Our center back, even though she's a grad transfer and she had 1 more year, but she gave us an assist and saved a goal for us in the last few minutes. And then our Taylor Henry, she's a senior. She just got behind the net and then put one behind the net for us. And then other young ladies that pull up, they just follow each other. And so, you know, Kyrie Price came in, came in with a couple of injuries this year, but was able to pull it through and able to get us a good start in the first half too. So I just give it up, man. To be honest, you know, I give it all up to my seniors. The senior class really, really stepped up in the tournament. I believe, and you know, I'm not going to repeat it over and over, but I believe that we had a good chance to be in first place. But things didn't happen our way, and you know, at the end we came through.
Came through in a major way. He came through so big, man. You won the first ever SWAC Women's Soccer Championship in Southern University athletic history. Your name will forever be etched in stone. This team and those young lady names will forever be etched in stone for the accomplishment that they had this year. And what I want to talk to you about, you know, you had the selection show. What's next for you guys?
Oh man, so we do play Mississippi State today at 5 p.m. ESPN Plus. Um, but that's the thing we talk about to the young ladies. Where do we go from here? And everything. Knowing that we lose a lot of seniors, we don't want to end this year with not just no embarrassment, but we want to give them the best game we can, and hopefully we get an upset. That's the number one thing right now. But after this, I talk to the coaching staff. I tell them, man, we gotta come back hard. We gotta recruit smart and everything, not just recruit players, but we gotta recruit smart to repeat this and everything, and keep being in the journey or being in the spotlight and everything, and to a point where we are competing with these top schools and everything. I think we are doing good with competing with teams around the state and everything, knowing that as of right now, I think only us and LSU was in the NCAA tournament this year. And so we are doing good with just competing in the state, but we want to start competing with some of these mid-major schools around the country, plus to the point where we're competing with these top four schools. And I think we can. We just have to be smarter with recruiting, especially when you have a big class leaving this year and everything. And you have to, just stay on the grind, stay hungry, but stay humble at the same time.
Looking at today's opponent, the Mississippi State NCAA tournament, talk about this opponent today with Mississippi State.
Oh, man, I've been watching them since I've been here and watching the team, Coach Anderson, watch him grow his team. I think him and his staff arrived in 2018, and that was one of the first people I met on the recruiting trail and followed them and everything. And just watching them grow from that moment to now, to the point where, at times they weren't even making the SEC tournament and everything, to the point where they are running the tables in the SEC and then putting numbers up in the world and everything. Going into their tournament, I think they was in like number 2 in the country and everything. And we kind of knew, hey, we win. This is who we got to play, and what they can do. They strong on the back line defense with, I forgot the name, but with the defensive player of the year. But the offense is attacking, man. They're gonna attack a lot. But I think for us and our plan with it is, not to back down on them. We definitely want to play with them, give them a little pressure. But also we want to play together on the defensive side and keeping everything in front. So that's going to be our key of it. But we know this team right here is hungry for the championship, because they haven't been here, especially not this high and everything. But so we know it's going to take a good 90 minutes plus, if possible, for us. But we hungry too, but I think we have to understand that this team right here is different compared to the other teams.
I hope you go in there and upset them, Coach. That'll make it even bigger for me. Go in there and upset Mississippi State, set them back, and keep on moving in the tournament, because it don't just end for the SWAC championship, man. There's a possibility of a national championship out there, for you and these young ladies.
And that's the definite conversation we have. You get, we see it all the time, man. We get these smaller schools, they win their conference tournament and get into these games and just check out and everything. That's been the conversation, not just coming from me and my staff, but also from the players. Coming in, hey, we got to play. We can't give up because we had a championship. And I let them speak a lot and let them talk, especially when they talking positive and everything. And when we got there to Mississippi State yesterday, they lived the dream again, and we had to come back together and just discuss it before we get out there and practice. But you could see it in their eyes that they still want to play. Especially when you have a big senior class, you get a few of them like, man, I'm ready to graduate. I'm ready to get out of here. We didn't do what we had to do. But this group right here, man, this group's special. They still have in their mindset that they could keep playing, still have the mindset they want to keep playing and everything. They want to not just play in this game, but keep playing after this. And that's the mindset I always dream about with these young ladies, and we're finally starting to see it.
Listen, man, you bring a national championship to Southern University women's soccer program, you're going to be gone next year.
Man, I might. If we do that, I might retire that next year.
Now you're not gonna retire. The money gonna be calling. And listen, the money gonna be calling. And that's what I gotta ask. You know, the fact that you're here, you're talking about this senior class. This is what you built. I remember when Coach Prather was here before you took over the program, and then you came in and took over the program, and watch you build and build and build to finally you have reached the pinnacle by winning a SWAC title, something this school has never done in women's soccer for its athletic program. To build a women's soccer program in this conference, what does that look like?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's not easy. It's not built for the weak. But you know, especially me coming in when the whole athletic program was kind of down with the APR and everything, you know, you had to learn and do it a little different. I could have easily say, hey, I'm gonna let everybody go and we're gonna start fresh. But when you on the APR and all those things, you have to be patient with not just yourself with your program, but with the athletic program in the school and everything. Knowing that, hey, we have to not just build a team that players that just want to play, but they gotta love school too, and not just with us having this winning championship. Our APR is 1,000% right now, and everything. So we had to. It was tough more because some players, you know, at that moment, it wasn't ready for Division I college, not necessarily on the soccer field, but in the classroom too. So sometimes we had to miss out on that. We had to put them in situations where they can't play or they're not eligible and everything. So those things right there had to be looked at each and every semester, not just every year, but each and every semester. And then we had some things where, you know, players just didn't fit. They was good players, but when you're at Southern University, you have to be real, real disciplined, and you have to discipline yourself before the coach disciplines you. So it was a test, but everybody had that goal was to win, but we just didn't know how to win together and everything. So it was a process we had to take each and every year. I watch other coaches in the conference come in, and, you know, we talk about Graham, we talk about Jack State coming there. They'll change their whole program. But they had the opportunity to do that because they could let their players go. They could bring in extra players, but we had a limit to what we had to do and everything, to a point where we got our APR, to the point where we got our APR in the right direction. We got our GPAs up in the right direction. We got more discipline as we went through, and then the discipline going to change because you haven't been there before. But now that we're here, man, we could be more disciplined with them. We have more wiggle room with that 1,000% to change some things here by year and make sure that everybody is on the same page. So I expect a lot from us these next couple of years. I expect the coaching staff to be more aware of what they are doing, and I expect the players to be more engaged in everything, each and every day and every year and everything. So I just say like this: it was a process. It wasn't easy when you do it that way. I could easily say, "Hey, I'm a clean house," but you know, the biggest thing most of these young ladies and young athletes want is to graduate. So having 90-some% of my players graduating from Southern University and not just leaving, that's a bigger testimony for my program than this championship. This championship just add to it and support everything for us. But man, to see these young ladies, I have I have about 7 to 8 players in graduating in December, and another 5 or 6 between 4 or 5 years of school, graduating and everything. That's what makes me happy. That's when you're going to see me jump and shout and everything. Right now, the championship, we just got to keep on going and keep on pushing. But, man, what makes me really excited is that these young ladies are staying at Southern University and walking across that stage.
Coach, let me ask you this. I got about 3 minutes before I have to go to a break, but I've always, where I'm at, when teams win championships and do something they never done before, how do we then take the program to the next level? Because I'm all about building the program instead of just saying, hey, he made something work with nothing and he's just going to keep having them with nothing. I want to see you build. Coach, financially, what does it look like to run this program, and what do you need now that you have this program winning a championship for the first time ever? What do you need financially from us, the Jaguar Nation, to pour into this program to help elevate it to the next level, to continue this excellence and push it to the next level for you guys?
Oh, man, I think the way this new portal and recruiting area is going, we have to see the players. We have to get out there and actually see them, actually get them out here to campus and let them see that part of it. But it's pouring more into that recruitment side. That's our biggest thing and biggest focus right now. We want to be able to see the student athlete when they are in distress, when they help their mental and things like that, instead of just talking on the phone and everything. It's easy to have a conversation on the phone and say, oh, you're a good soccer player, I see your film. But we want to be able to actually see them, sit down with them, and get back to that old school recruiting where you are actually having that, sitting at the table and really start talking about those details and their plan and your plan as a university and a program and everything. So the biggest thing for me is getting us out there, helping us, support us to get us out there to recruit more face-to-face and get the student athletes out there to recruit more and everything. And then everything else, I think with equipment, everything else will fall in place. We do need help with, like, recruiting equipment and things like that, making sure the ladies have enough equipment to get out there, like small goals and volley, things like that, just to get out there and work on their own, because they want to. At first we got here, you have to push them to get out there and work on their own. And that's what I'm starting to see with all athletes getting out there. Friends, you see, I see it all the time, softball, tennis, football, basketball, all the players starting to work out together, starting to run together and do things together. And that's the experience that I grew up with and everything. It didn't matter what sport you played. It didn't matter what, what avenue you had going on. If you had some equipment, you had something to do, you was out there working out, and you was out there working out with your friends and your peers and everything. And everybody got it. Everybody understood the assignment. So the biggest thing for us is the recruiting, getting out there to these tournaments, getting out there to these schools, getting out there to these homes and everything, but also getting the players out here on campus where they be able to experience the school and be able to experience those games and things like that. If we don't have the funds for that, it's really tough, and we're recruiting between a computer and between a phone. So
Coach, let me ask you this real quick. I got to get the break. What if people want to donate? Because people are listening to this program. Coach Fontenot just won the first ever SWAC Women's Soccer Championship in Southern University athletic history. If they out there listening, Coach, and realize you guys need equipment and need money towards recruiting and everything else, how do they get in touch with you?
They get in touch with me via email at Jeremy_Fontenot at Southern University, or through my office at 225-771-3052, or through my cell. Don't mind giving my cell. It's 225-270-8871. But also through the Alumni Federation and the foundation, we do have a separate page just for soccer, so they could donate straight through there, through the soccer page, the soccer foundation and everything.
Thank you, Coach, for coming on this morning. That's the voice of Coach Jeremy Fontenot, Southern University head women's soccer coach, coach of the year, SWAC champion, taking on Mississippi State today. Good luck to you guys, Coach.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you always bringing me on.
Yes, sir. And if you guys are listening out there, give to this program. Help Coach Fontenot take this program to the next level. They did something they've never done before, and that's win a championship. Let's help elevate it and take it up some more. All right, let's get ready to take a break. When I come back on the other side, man, we're going to jump right into some football. Southern taking on UAPB today. SWAC West Division title on the line. Let's talk about it. Y'all stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal.
Watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
you for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. Come on, God dog, Mike. You guys say, hey, we in. Come on, Mike. Mike giving me the blues today, man. I'm thinking that say 1 second, Mike. Come on, man. All right, we got this back to Jaguar Journal. What you doing to me today, Mike? What you doing to me? All right, we're back, man. Hope you guys are having a good week, good, even better Saturday, man, as we're rocking and rolling. Want to thank Coach Jeremy Fontenot coming on. Mike, you got it? Okay, I got it. Here we go. Coming in. I like that one. Coming in. There we go. The finger make me think, hold up a second. Yeah, that one, give me 1 second. I had to think about that real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Everybody on our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you see that same video in the commercial, we got a new program here in the studio. My man Mike is working out all the bugs with it as we're trying to make sure we can get everything set into it. You already know. Whether you're at a job, wherever you're at, when you get that new program, it takes a little time to get it rocking and rolling and going. So if you're watching on our Facebook Live and on our YouTube, that's what's going on when you watch and getting those same videos. We'll hopefully have everything fixed for you guys by next week as we try to figure this thing out. Mike's working it out. And I thank you guys for tuning in. And now listen, it's what you've been waiting on. It's time to talk some football. Southern University football, nobody better to talk with than my man, Jim Kleinpeter from The Advocate. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Perry.
Can you turn him up a little bit? I can barely hear him. I got to make sure I can hear him. Say something else for me, Jim.
Okay.
There we go.
Sounding now?
Mike's slipping today, man. I don't know what's going on with Mike. I'm putting it, Mike, what's going on with you today? He said he on it. Hey, we all have our days, Mike. It's okay. Mike's slipping today, boy. I don't know what's going on with him, y'all. Wake him up. Jim, how you doing today?
Awesome.
Okay. Hey. Listen, senior day. Where do I want to go? I'm gonna throw it off myself. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna take it all the way back, Jim. I'm gonna take it back to last Saturday. Southern took on Bethune-Cookman, right? A game that kind of considering, and we talked about it, had trap game written over it. And my, oh my, did it almost turn into that for Southern in a hard-fought game. 5 overtime. Southern getting the victory in the 5th overtime, 25-23. This game went into overtime at 10-10. It was 3-0 for the most part of this game. Southern struggled finding some offense, especially from the quarterback position, which we'll talk about. And let's go back and look at this game. Southern with 397 total yards of offense, 164 yards passing, 233 yards on the ground for the Jaguars. 2 turnovers, one by way of fumble, one by way of interception. On the other side for the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman, 309 total yards of offense, 243 passing yards, 66 rushing yards. Southern's rush defense stepping up big. There are no turnovers by the Wildcats in that ball game. Let's look at Bethune-Cookman's quarterback, Cameron Ramsey, 23 of 36, 243 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Their running back, you remember last week, everybody, I told you from that running back position, Dennis Palmer was the guy to watch. 19 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. On the other side for Southern University, 2 quarterbacks, Xavier and T-Set, after that game-winning touchdown throw against Alabama A&M on the road. He comes back last week. Did not quite look that well. 8 of 18, 111 yards passing. At least he didn't throw an interception, but he did not throw a touchdown. And then we went all the way down into the death trap, Jim. Jalen Woods, 5 of 10, 53 yards passing, a touchdown, but he threw an interception. How about Kobe Dillon? 19 carries, 130 yards. And then Kendra Grimes knocking on the door behind him, 15 carries for 90 yards and a touchdown. Jim, let's look at this 5 overtime thriller, this trap game, so to say. Southern almost fumbling and was going to make it just that much harder for today, but they found a way to get it done, and defense stepped up big when they needed it. And because of that short field, the run game of Southern's offense really helped them pull this one out.
Yeah, you wonder what it's going to take for Southern to play a complete game where they put all their phases together and don't look so sloppy. You think the quarterback situation settled, and then I think T-Set got a little full of himself. I think there was a lack of humility there, and I was amazed at how good Jalen Woods looked. He made some throws, and I was very impressed, especially these sideline throws, where he really put the ball out on a line. And so, maybe T-Set needs to think about the guy behind him a little bit more and pay a little more attention. I think he's going to start today. It's just kind of the way coaches do things. They don't want to punish T-Set too much for what happened last week and hope that he learns from it and probably start him again. So, but a lot of good things. They're running the ball. The offensive line is opening holes. The backs are playing much better than they were early in the season. The wide receivers dropped a couple. That really kills it when you're having quarterback problems and your wide receivers drop a pass. But all in all, Southern has to put a game together. Going into the postseason and the Bayou Classic. They really need to put a full game together, and that includes the defense, which has carried this team throughout the season.
Let's look at that quarterback room. We've seen 3 quarterbacks this year. Now, this is one thing that I said early in the show. It has not been pretty, but they've gotten it done. And one thing I did say, Jim, I said, it's critical if you and I have been all season. The fact that we're here talking about this team is playing for a SWAC Western Division title today if they get a victory goes to show that this coaching staff, particularly offensively, was willing to make the adjustments, and that's what the complaint was last year and the previous year before that with Coach Dooley, especially from the quarterback position, of being able to figure it out. And it just did not want to make that adjustment and try to give other guys opportunity. But now seeing this staff, it doesn't matter if it's Noah Biden, Xavier T-Set, Jalen Woods, they going with whoever and whatever in that moment. Looking at this quarterback room for you and realizing having to go up and down to this depth chart, and Southern has yet to find a consistent quarterback but find wins. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, here's the thing. You're talking about you want a consistent quarterback. That should have been Noah Bowden. Okay, he's the junior. He's the one. Consistency is a mark of an experienced player. Well, when you have to dip into when your upperclassman quarterback can't play consistent, you got to go to your younger guys. You got 2 redshirt freshmen. Those guys are going to be inconsistent by nature. So you can't, it's just now you got to live with it. Now you got to live with a young guy who's gonna fall into traps. He's gonna not have that experience, not have the being used to facing SWAC defenses. And people are coaching against these guys. So it's not like they're going out there and they're facing the same vanilla defense every week. These young players have to realize that opposing defensive coordinators are going to try to take certain things away from them. When they see on film what their weaknesses are, that's what they're going to go after. So, you can throw Jalen Woods out there today. You can't necessarily expect him to play like he did last week. So I think this is something that if they stay with the T-Set Woods deal, you're going to have to live with some off days. Still, though, T-Set could play a lot better than he did last week. You know it. You've seen it.
Yeah, and I keep looking at this quarterback room, and I'm just, for me, the inconsistency. I'm looking at, is it the talent? Is it the development, the coaching? That's the question that I guess I'm asking myself, trying to figure that out, trying to get an understanding, like, what is it when I'm looking at just having to go through these guys and try to find it, and it just doesn't seem like not one of these guys just taking the reins and rolling with it. I know you got 2 redshirt freshmen in Woods and in T-Set, and like you said, you would expect Noah, who has had the most experience out of all these guys, starting games at both Grambling and Southern. But it's just, I'm finding myself trying to figure it out, Jim. I don't know if it's just the development, the coaching, or the talent of these guys in that quarterback room.
Well, it's never just one of those things. Okay, I think the coaching is fine. I don't know that there's a whole lot more the coach can do. Once the game starts, the coaching has to be carried into the game by the player. I mean, that's up to the player. That's why the coaches say, look, we can coach them up, but we can't help things that happen in the game. You know, you've heard that old saying, everybody has a game plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the game plan right there. That's part of the game plan. You got to tell these kids can't go out there expecting to take a snap on a play and expect everything to happen like it's drawn up on the board. You know, sometimes there's a blitz. Sometimes they're dropping back into an unfamiliar coverage. So the coaching prepares you to adjust to something that happens on the field. And if you can't, if your mind can't process that quick enough, then you're going to look bad. Now, the talent is there for all three of these quarterbacks. It's there. I mean, you put them out there in 7-on-7 flag football, and I'm sure that they'll go up and down the field. But you've got people getting hit, and you're being pass rushed. You got a clock in your head. You got to get the ball out. The coaches are telling you to get the ball out. And so there's so many things to think about, and that's what I'm talking about. There are lots of different things that come together, and you have to master each of these little separate things, and then it all comes together for you. They say, it really starts to click for a guy once he does it a few times and makes the mistakes and finally starts to eliminate one little flaw in his game, and then the other flaw gets eliminated, and then still even Tom Brady throws interceptions sometimes. So you don't have control. You've got to get out there and you've got to know where to go, when your path is blocked. And this is a hard thing. This is why being a quarterback is so hard. And this is why in the SWAC, the team with the best quarterback usually wins, because those guys, have so much of the game that's being funneled through them. And all the different, all the little idiosyncrasies that you have to have in place to be successful, and it's just not a lot of them can do that.
And you're right about that, and that's the part when you're looking at a championship team and what a championship team looks like. You got to have that consistency, because Southern cannot continue to move forward with the struggles on offense that we saw last week in that game against Bethune-Cookman, in which those points did not come into the fourth quarter. Thank God they came when they did, and then you start to see it in those short field position because of the overtime rules of having to go for two. But if Southern wants to win a SWAC championship, they can get there by winning today. But they're going to have some offense, especially going against a team, if Jackson State closes it out today with Jacoby and Morgan, Irv Mulligan, and all of those other guys, Fatillion at the wide receiver spot. They're going to have to find some consistency at that quarterback position. Jim, can you hold on while we take a break real quick?
Sure.
All right, everybody, let's take a break. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
FM.
All right, it's the Jaguar Journal, 8:18 in the a.m. Central Standard Time for you guys. Listen, I know we got people all over the time zones across the country. Good to have you guys with us this morning. I'm Perry White. It's the Jaguar. Might have been my first time saying my name today. I am Perry White. This is the Jaguar Journal. My man Mike holding it down over there. Listen, we are continuously growing and working here with the show. So if you're watching us on the YouTube and on our Facebook Live, both, if you see those same commercials, once again, I have to continue to say we are working the bugs out of a new program. Ain't nobody complain, but I just want you to know because eventually somebody, they study showing it. We're working it out. My man Mike is working hard and he's just working hard. I can't even get the dang on word out. Diligently. There it is. I get it out that quick, that fast. All right. I got my man Jim Kleinpeter, the advocate. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
I couldn't say diligently. That was a hard one. That turned into a tongue twister on me real quick.
Saturday morning for you.
And it's rough this morning. Me and Mike, man, I don't know what's going on with us today. Everybody have an off game every now and again, man. We both a little off today, but I hope Southern isn't off today, Jim, and that's what we're going to talk about because they're taking on UAPB SWAC Western Division title on the line. The Golden Lions coming here having given up 50 points last week to Alabama A&M, had given up 40 points to Jackson State the week before. And then I'm looking at them, and what they don't do well, Southern does well. UAPB cannot stop the run, gave up 300-plus rushing yards last week to Alabama A&M. Their running back, Donovan England, had 5 rushing touchdowns in that game. And then I go back to the week before when they took on Jackson State at Jackson's homecoming. Irv Mulligan and company, Jackson State's run offense, put up over 200 rushing yards. So in 2 weeks, these guys have given up 600 rushing yards to 2 teams, and Southern wants to establish the run game behind Kobe Dillon and Kendrick Grimes. Looking at that UAPB team, especially their defense, that's the bright spot, I think, for Southern to attack today. On the other side, though, for UAPB's offense, they have to have one of the best combos in the conference between Mekhi Hagan and Javonte Gibson. Both those guys, Mekhi Hagan over 2,200 yards passing so far on this season. And then you look at Javonte Gibson over 1,000 yards so far on the season. He is one of the top receivers, not just SWAC, not just HBCU, but in the country when you're talking about on the FCS football level. And even Mekhi Hagan, he can throw the ball around. Now, they struggle from the running back position, running the ball with B.J. Curry. But other than that, this team offensively can get past you. And that's if Southern's defense can shut those two down, then I think it's going to come down to Southern's offense to have to be able to establish the run and find ways to be able to keep that ball going up and down the field, especially with the struggling end of the quarterbacks. But for you, Jim, looking at today's matchup between UAPB and Southern, what do you see?
Yeah, and I tell you, this combo, this quarterback wide receiver combo, is worrisome, especially with Rodney Johnson missed last week's game. He got injured in the A&M game, and Coach Graves said he was going to practice this week, but if he's not back, that's going to be he's their best corner and their best cover guy, so that's a concern. Javonte Gibson's a Louisiana guy. He's from Opelousas. And I asked Graves if he was just overlooked in recruiting. He said he was a guy that came on late and developed late. And so there's a hometown guy that's going to come to Mumford today, and that's somebody that they need to be concerned with. So
And Jim, real quick, I'm sorry. That scares me every time Southern goes up against a guy. We saw that at Alcorn last year defensively. Just had the guy take over the game. I can remember some years back. What was the running back from Prairie View? The guy name is whatever the case may be. He ran all over. So that makes me nervous when you get those local guys who have an opportunity to showcase their talent, because they typically come up big when they play in Southern.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy, and he's probably going to have half of Opelousas down there watching him, and so, but he's a big concern. He's a strong athlete. He's fast, and you're going to have to double him, and they've got some other players, and the problem that Alonzo Hampton says he's been having is that sometimes McKee Hagens is looking for Giovanni all the time or too much, and he's not dishing to the other guys who are going to be open because Gibson's going to get a lot of the attention. But a lot of what Southern does defensively will depend on the offense, and I believe that this is a game where Southern can just really control the ball and have a big advantage in time of possession, because Pine Bluff's defensive line is kind of small. Southern can beat them up, and Southern should be able to run the ball. Southern shouldn't have to throw the ball too much today. Enough to keep the defense honest, because they are going to stack the box. They're going to make whichever redshirt freshman quarterback starts today. They're going to make that guy beat them, and so they're going to stack the box. So Southern should be able to run the ball, but it's going to have to be able to throw a little bit to loosen things up. I still think even if they don't throw that well, that they will be able to move the ball and move the chains. Really, Southern can do its defense a big favor by just a little bit of offensive consistency today and keeping Hagens and Gibson off the field.
Jonte Hebert is the guy that I'm thinking about from Prairie View. He was a local kid and came back and ran all over. So when we talk about those guys that get away from the area, they look forward when they get that opportunity to come back into the area and be able to showcase their talent in front of the family and everybody else, and especially Southern, to say, look what you missed out on. Looking at this team, you had an opportunity to talk to Coach Hampton this weekend this week during the SWAC coaches call. Your thoughts from just seeing his demeanor coming out of that tough one to Alabama A&M, in which he felt like they was in that early on, but Alabama A&M offense explodes, but then get ready to prepare for Southern here on the road today.
Well, he's talking about he's still coming around. He's still building his program. You know, he does have this combo, but what he said made a lot of sense. They don't have the linemen on either side of the ball yet. They're getting, they've given up they're second to last in sacks allowed with 39. So their offensive line is porous, and Southern, should rack up some tackles for loss and some sacks today. I think we can see that, and that's where that goes. And he is a little concerned about his quarterback at this point in the season. Everybody knows, who they have to stop when they play Pine Bluff. And so the quarterback has to, while he's running for his life, he's got to look for some other receivers other than Gibson. And, they've got to get something out of their running game. But, without the quality offensive and defensive linemen, they're not going to get very far. I think he's done a magnificent job. He won a game last year, and they were absolutely the worst team in the SWAC. And this year he's won 2 SWAC games. He gets those guys believing, and he's got something on the ball. I mean, you've got to play them. You can't just, you can't relax against this team, especially a team that can score, because you never know when you're going to have an off night offensively and they just outscore you. So, but as long as he's building a program, if he gets the lineman, I think he's going to be successful there.
Having an opportunity to look and talk to Coach Graves this week at the press luncheon on campus. It has not been pretty. And I told him, look, Coach, I don't smoke cigarettes, but after a Southern game, hell, you made me want to go knock me down the pack, man. You're stressing us the cardiac Jags, man. But listen, nonetheless, he said, I'd rather be on this winning side, you know, whether win is a win. Your thoughts on just seeing how this team finds a way to win and saying a win is a win?
Well, I always like to say, and maybe it's not always true, but when teams win ugly, I think that's coaching. Because you just don't realize, you can see when a team quits, okay? You can see that. And sometimes teams quit, and it's noticeable. And this team, it's true they never quit. You'd like for them to play a little better in the first quarter. Can you believe that this team has not scored a first quarter point this year? I can't believe that. I can't believe you can go into, you know, you be closing in on a division championship and you haven't scored in the first quarter. They went 3 quarters against the worst defense in the conference without scoring a point. But when you have a quarterback issue, you know, you're going to see things you haven't seen before. You know, so okay. So they're struggling. But they're winning games. Okay, and everything they do on offense is predicated on what they're doing on defense. You play a total team game. If your defense is playing well, you don't gamble. If your defense is not playing well, you do gamble. And so they don't have to gamble on offense. They can hang around and hang around and hang around. And then toward the end of the game, they always seem to, you know, the offense always seems to be able to get it done. Maybe that sense of urgency finally rises to the top. And this is what Southern is. And I'm going to say it again. They're a much better coached team than they have been in the past 2 seasons. This is a team, and I can't say – I look at them, and I try to see where they're getting better as the season goes along, and you don't see that as much. But this team wins games when they don't play well, and that's a mark of good coaching.
Yeah, they win games, and, I mean, that's where that cigarette come out at, Jim, because it's like, dang, we had to wait to the final second to figure it out. We had to go into 5 overtimes to figure it out. The Cardiac Jags, I think that got to be the name of this team this year because they can close it out today with a SWAC Western Division title with a win. 20 seniors today. Talk about some of those seniors real quick, Jim, of any of them that you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Derek Williams is a guy that he's played for 4 coaches now. I remember when he was recruited out of Miami by Dawson Odoms, and he played as a freshman. This guy is a talented player. You know, he's one of the most solid players. You know, he played hurt, and you know, it's going to be a big night for him. Davin Cotton has been here since the 2019 team. You know, the transfer from LSU. He's had some injury issues. He missed a whole season, and Rodney Johnson, I hope he gets to get out there and play. You know, there's a senior who's given him a lot. Horatio Johnson has been a big-time last couple of years. He's been a big-time player in the secondary, guy that can tackle. You know, Darius Harry has given him a pass rush. You got Kendrick Rhymes, and there's a guy that you know, he came from junior college, and man, he has been. Yeah, that's one of the things that Eric Dooley did was bring him in, and he's been great. Chandler Whitfield, I'm glad to see him back and playing and not hurt anymore. He's going to help the passing game. You know, the young quarterbacks need a guy like him. So there's lots of seniors out there that are going to be. It's going to be a tearful farewell. Now, you know, it's very possible. It's possible, not very possible, that Southern will host the SWAC championship game, but very unlikely, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, good. And these, you call them the Cardiac Jags. I'm telling you, they keep the concession stand in business the whole game.
Because I'm going to need a drink, Jim. God dog. Jim, man, I appreciate you coming on this morning, man. As always, Jim and I will be on tomorrow morning on the On the Yard Network on the Facebook Live. If you guys want to keep up as we do the recap of the Southern game. And so I know you guys are going to want to tune in to that tomorrow, especially if it's on the other side of us saying Southern is the SWAC Western Division champs, because then we're going to take a look back into the season and how we got here. Because, Jim, I think looking back at the McNeese game to where we at now, I did not see this one coming.
Yeah, I mean, picked fourth, and wow, just and I remember thinking at the beginning of the season, I'm looking at the teams picked ahead of them, and I said, none of these teams are that much better than Southern.
Same thing here. And look at the situation you're in now. Southern is pretty much beating everybody in the SWAC West. Pine Bluff today, Grambling in 2 weeks. Jim, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Looking forward to seeing you later and then having a conversation with you tomorrow.
My pleasure, Perry. Thanks for having me.
Already. I'm my man, Jim Kleinpeter, the advocate. Let's get ready to take a break. Mike said I can't do these double segments no more, so I got to do what the boss man says. So let's get ready to take a break. We come back on inside. I'm going to take you a walk through the SWAC. Let's see what else is going on in the conference this week and last week, all right? Stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal.
Watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
FM.
All right, it is the Jaguar Journal, 8:35 a.m. here in Baton Rouge. Good morning to everybody in the capital city area. Good to have you guys listening on Talk 107.3 FM. Everybody watching on our YouTube and Facebook Live, good morning to you guys as well. Go hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. It is going up. I like where we headed. The views are going up only because of you guys, and that's why we love and thank you for all the support that you give, and as well as on our Facebook page. Go hit that like button and continue to follow us on all of our social media pages. I'm starting to wake up. I'm getting a little bit better. Sometimes it's just, you got to crank it. You remember them old school cars where you needed 3 keys? You needed a key to the trunk, you needed a key to the door, and you needed a key to start it up. And then those cars, that's when I was a kid. I had to go outside and start the car, and I used to enjoy putting my foot on the gas and rev. Then I go back in. My mom, why'd you rev the car up like that? I'm out there like I'm speed racing, just vroom, vroom. That's me this morning. I just got to hit the gas a little bit. It's 8:36 now. I'm waking up, and it happens, man. It just happens. I'm glad that y'all waking up to me, too. as we're trying to figure it out. Let's go around the SWAC, ladies and gentlemen. Let me wake you up to what happened last week, week 11 around the SWAC, right? Alabama A&M took on today's opponent for Southern, UAPB. The Bulldogs exploded offensively, 52-24, 300-plus rushing yards. Donovan England, 5 rushing touchdowns in that ball game as the Bulldogs got past the golden lines of UAPB. How about this one? Jackson State, Mississippi Valley. Early on, this game was a close one. Headed into halftime, Jackson State in the second half doing what they do, dominating in the second half and finding a way to get it done as they exploded 51-14 over the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State. Jackson State goes on to win that. Alcorn took on Texas Southern up at the reservation. Alcorn got it done 42-21 over Texas Southern. Shocker in Grambling, Louisiana. Did not see this one coming as Grambling had been struggling. Alabama State was a team knocking at the door for the SWAC East Division title with Jackson State right there. Came into that game against Grambling with only one conference loss to Florida A&M. And how about Grambling getting it done in the hole, 24-23, beating Alabama State? And then the shocker. Trust me, it was such a shocker. I thought ESPN was tripping when I saw this score. Prairie View getting the victory at home against Florida A&M. How about that? These two teams met twice last year, both time in Tallahassee. The first time was at Florida A&M's homecoming, in which they won huge. And then the second time in the SWAC championship back in Tallahassee, in which Florida A&M once again won big in that one. Then this time having to go to Prairie View, Texas, and Prairie View and Coach Bubba McDowell said, hold up. We ain't forgot. We're going to just send you back with an L. And that's what they did, sent them back with an L. Altercation at the end of the game. I finally saw the second video. Some suspensions between both teams, between Prairie View and Florida A&M, due to hands being thrown. That's what was happening. They was throwing some hands at the end of the game. And hands was thrown last night. I'll get to that, between North Carolina Central and Howard. Man, what is going on with all the hands being thrown, man? Get it done out on the field. And, of course, the Jaguars in 5 overtimes getting it done against Bethune-Cookman 25-23. Let's look at matchups around the SWAC today. And let's talk about that first one because those hands was thrown last week and suspensions. Let's see how much it's going to affect Prairie View in that matchup today against Alcorn. Alcorn still in the hunt. Southern loses. If Southern happens to lose today and Alcorn happens to win today, we're going to have some mess on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm hoping we just closed out. But Alcorn on the road at Prairie View, both teams 500. I like this matchup, actually, looking at both these teams. Prairie View been rocking and rolling. Four games they have won in a row. And now you look at Alcorn battling right there behind Southern. That should be a hell of a matchup. These are the two teams that was picked above Southern anyway to possibly play for the SWAC West. Southern happens to be ahead of both of them, getting a victory over both these teams. Mississippi Valley State going on the road to Tallahassee, taking on Florida A&M. The Delta Devils are 0-10 on the season, winless. I don't see much here. But if they do decide to beat Florida A&M, what a hell of an upset would that be? This is the game, I call this the game of the ugly colors. Have y'all seen Florida A&M and Mississippi Valley? Put that colors together, man. That is some ugly stuff. That is too much for the eyes. If that's on TV, I hope it's in black and white. All right, let's go to this other one. Bethune-Cookman taking on Texas Southern. Bethune-Cookman, of course, gave Southern everything they could want last week. They had just beat Grambling the week before and pushed Jackson State in that first half. Jackson with teams in the first half has been neck and neck. It's their second half in which they explode. But Bethune-Cookman taking on Texas Southern getting blown out last week. 3 touchdowns to Alcorn State. I actually like this matchup, even though it's a matchup of nothing between these two teams. I just still like the matchup because I think Bethune-Cookman may just be on to something. And if they are, this is an opportunity to show it on the road against Texas Southern. And then you have the game that I think I circle today and pay attention to. Jackson State versus Alabama State. Had Alabama State beaten Grambling last week and not lost by 1 point. This game was going to be a deciding factor in the SWAC East. But it's not such as much anymore because guess what? They lost to Grambling. Florida A&M lost to Prairie View. So it took away all the expense that I thought I was going to get this week with Florida A&M, Alabama State both sitting there with 1 loss and then Jackson. But Florida A&M and Alabama State both lost, so they're both sitting there with 2 losses in conference play. Jackson State undefeated. And now this is where we are at, ladies and gentlemen. The SWAC championship game match could be set as of today. All that has to happen is Southern University defeats UAPB today. Jackson State defeats Alabama State today. And that's going to be your SWAC championship for 2024, Southern versus Jackson. And if Jackson State wins, it's going to be in Jackson, Mississippi. Just they have the better conference record. As if they win today, they will be undefeated to Southern's one loss when Southern wins today. So that'll be the big deal. Now, hey, that's if we ride off into the sunset, the beautiful sunset. But if this thing just so happens to get wacky, and let's say Jackson loses its next 2 games, then we're going to have some on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. And where that's going to go, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait till that final week to figure it out on where it's going to go, because I don't know if Bama State, Alcorn is Jackson's next 2 opponents. If Jackson just so happen to lose those next 2 games, you'll have 3 teams possibly right there with 2 losses. Now you have to look at head-to-head. Now, if Jackson State loses those next 2 games and Southern wins out, we're going to have a SWAC championship in Baton Rouge, baby. Now, I'm reaching, as they say. As the young fellow, I'm reaching. But it don't hurt to reach sometime. You got to stretch. Can't just, I got to stretch, and I'm stretching. And it could happen. You know who hopes that happen? I hope it happen. I want that economic impact for Southern and the city of Baton Rouge. Because Jackson sure keep getting it, don't they? Oh, man, we keep going up there giving them folks all our money, but it's okay. It's all right, because we supporting our team. But these are the things that can happen. Today is going to sum it up, right? It can be simple, and we're going to keep it simple right now. If it's not simple next week, I do my best as a physics teacher to try to explain how this outcome going to look. But right now, it is simple. Southern wins today against UAPB. They win the SWAC Western Division title. Did you see that one coming? Nope, you did not. Jackson State wins today. They're going to win the SWAC Eastern Division title. Did you see that coming? Nope, you did not. Because many thought it was going to probably be FAMU. You looked at Alabama State, in which I thought with Andrew Body. And then on the SWAC side, I had Southern as my surprise team. I didn't know we was going to surprise me this much and all of us by getting this far. I am surprised. And I know you are too. Don't sit there and act like, well, I knew it. No, you didn't. You did not know this. I didn't know it. But I do know I got to take a break, right? I got to pay some bills. Come back on the other side. I'm going to close this thing. Hey, if y'all want to call in real quick, 225-499-1073. Where my man Chris at? Chris, I thought you'd be like, I'd be there cheering on those fighting Jaguars today in AW month. I'm ready for you, Chris. Where you at, man? Call in and talk to me. Let's take a break.
Perry.
for watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. All right, it's the Jaguar Journal, 8:48 a.m. Good morning, everybody across the capital city area here in Baton Rouge. Good to have you on Talk 107.3 FM. Everybody watching on our YouTube and on our Facebook Live. Good to have you guys with us. My man Mike is still working out the bugs on our new program, but he'll get it together. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Chuck, I got you. What's going on, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm going to be quick on this one. Yeah, I saw that melee last night, Howard and North Carolina Central. That's for another topic. But, yeah, my reason for calling, you all with the 5 overtime, started with Grambling and Prairie View, and with you all, it shows that you can't go by, like I told you two, you can't go by looking at those records. People say, sometimes people are looking at the press clippings, and nowadays it's looking at what's on social media. These teams still have players as well. And look at you had Bethune-Cookman, and today you have the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. You have to watch that game as well, which could be a trap game as well. And I'm gonna land on that one.
Thank you, Chuck, for the call, man.
All right. You take care.
Golden Lions in town this weekend. My mom's alma mater. It is Pine Bluff. I grew up in Pine Bluff, went to Pine Bluff High School. I'm a zebra. If you don't know anything about them zebras, man, you better Google Pine Bluff High zebras, man. Listen, tradition rich. I don't care what you want to see us in baseball, what you want to see us in basketball, what you want to see us in football. It don't matter. Track and field, what you want to see us in. Put up your championships. That's just my high school, though. So Southern ain't playing them today. They playing the Golden Lions. They playing the UAPB Golden Lions, man. And my mom's alma mater, my family's school. I'm the outcast. I want to come down here to these folks down here in the boot and get my education and come on here and do these shows. And so that's where I'm at now. Some people I know are going to be in town. Shout out to my man, athletic director Chris Robertson, my man Cameo Stokes, all working in athletics. Chris Robertson is the athletic director, of course, at UAPB. Came to Southern for a year. When Archie Cooley came down here after he left UAPB, Chris Robertson came down here and stayed for a year. So he knows the Jaguars very well. From Pritchard, Louisiana, the home of Dr. Kedrick Taylor, Southern University Marching Band's director. So those fellas, I know that area where they from real well. And many others, whoever decides to hit the road today. I don't know how many Golden Lion fans will be down here. I know Southern and UAPB band will be going back and forth today. UAPB's band will be at the game if you're looking for just that extra ump to this type of environment that you're going to get today. Senior Day, 20 seniors are going to play their last game at A.W. Mumford Stadium today for Southern University. And if you're out there listening, show up to the game today. This team has the potential. If they win today, they will win the SWAC Western Division title. We need to show up as the Jaguar Nation and give them a round of applause and cheer them on. And this is what it's all about, isn't it? Is this what we complain about? Isn't this what we say we want? We want to win championships? Tell me if I'm wrong. Ain't that what this about? Yes, I said ain't. Isn't this what this is about? Why would you sit at home today when you got a team at home can wrap it up and get the trophy today? Don't get me started, y'all, because I don't want to see that stadium. I want to see y'all in that stadium today, okay? I want to see y'all in that stadium today. That means spread the word. That means go tell somebody, hey, let's go to the game. It's at 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock. You get in and you be out. You can go have dinner by the time this thing over with. Y'all in Baton Rouge, y'all hear me. Now, I understand the folks who ain't in Baton Rouge, right? I get it. Hey, they listening to the show. They going to support from afar. That's okay. But for those of you listening in this area, hey, even you LSU fans, if you're listening on here, come on over. Get you a ticket. Come watch some football. Clearly, our fans come watch y'all, so come over and watch us. We'd love to have you. Come see it for yourself. If you like football, this is a team about to win. LSU not about to win nothing. After what I saw last week against Alabama, come on over and support us. Our fans come support y'all. Come support us. The whole city. The whole city of Baton Rouge should be out today to watch Southern take on UAPB and win a SWAC Western Division title. Y'all not doing nothing today. You're not. Come on over. 2 o'clock kickoff. Pull up on campus about 1 o'clock. Go and get in there. Have some drinks, some food. Enjoy yourself. It's going to be a SWAC environment. You're going to have the bands in there. You're going to be thoroughly entertained if that's what you're coming for. No, we got the band heads. That's going to entertain you. You're going to have the football people. I like it all. The whole atmosphere is what gets it. I want y'all to come on over. Man, Southern should goddamn gonna pay me the way I be sitting there trying to make them some money. Ain't no football on the other side of town today, so everybody in Baton Rouge should come over to Southern University. I think, tickets may be $20, $30. What's that to y'all? Get the family in there. Come on and support them Jaguars. Enjoy yourself. Don't complain when you finally got a team, and this is what you've been wanting. You got the team about to head to the championship, can wrap up the Western Division title today. Don't complain. They 5-1. They wrap it up today. 6-1 before we head to the Bayou Classic. Know what y'all doing. No, y'all better have y'all in them stands today. That's what I know. That's all I know. Y'all better have y'all in them stands today. And anybody else that's out there listening, hey, man, come on. White, black, I don't give a, come have a good time. A.W. Mumford Stadium on the campus of Southern University. Come do something with yourself today. Come to the game. If you're curious, come see what it's all about. I'm telling the white community of Baton Rouge, too, get you a ticket. Come to Southern. Come see what it's about. Come support them. If you don't go to none other game, you come today and say, hey, I saw them boys win that SWAC West Division title today. That was a heck of a game. That's right. We just want to support them. We want to get the city behind them. That's all. I just want to get the city behind them. It don't matter who you are in the city. It just get the city. How are we going to sit here and have a team headed to a championship and we don't put the whole city behind them, that we don't fight for them, that we don't support them, that we don't show them love, but then we run our mouths talking about all this about wanting to win championships? Whether it's the way you want it or not, it's still the fact that they playing for a championship today. I'm going to be there. I ain't missing that. Support them Jaguars. I hope y'all do it too. 2 o'clock kickoff. Will you meet me there? What they say in the church, Mike? Will there be one? I'm going to leave y'all alone, man. Hey, let's come on, bring it back home. LSU, come support Southern today. I know y'all listen to us on here. You listen, you get your source of Southern news. If you're an LSU fan, if you're a football fan, let's just put it like that. I don't care if you're white, black, whatever. Come to Southern University for a 2 o'clock kickoff against the Golden Lions of UAPB. Southern can wrap up the SWAC Western Division title and be headed to a championship. You come check them out. 20 seniors on this team. Coach Terrence Graves and his coaching staff doing a hell of a job to keep this team in the float of a championship hunt. congratulations to them just to be at this point. I hope they get it done. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. If you have not already, go hit that subscribe button on the Jaguar Journal YouTube channel. If you not have already, go to the Jaguar Journal Facebook page and hit that follow button, hit that like button. And then right here, I appreciate you guys all listening. Hey, if the band, Dr. Taylor, listen, my man Collins, all of y'all listen, give UAPB band hell today. Make them, I'm talking about as soon as you hear that UAPB drum, you wear them out today. That's how you wear them out today. And for everybody out there, if you're enjoying yourself tailgating and headed to the game, man, hope y'all have a great and wonderful day. I'll be at the stadium. My man Mike holding it down back here. Thank you guys for all listening. I appreciate you guys. Love you. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. It's the Jaguar Journal. What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.